Now, without wasting time here, friends, we need to prepare these items. So we come and say, we need to prepare the statement. We need to prepare the statement. The bank is BD, Limited Bank. BD Bank Limited. Let me say that. BD Bank Limited. Statement of profit or loss account for the year 31st. No, it's not that. Yeah, it's that 1st December. True, 2016. So I have the two columns. Figures are in millions. So we start with the interest income. Interest income, we have loans, interest on loans and advances. Interest on loans and advances. We have interest on loans and advances to customers. The figure I have there is 6688. We also have interest on treasury bills. These are government securities. Interest on government securities, that's treasury bill, 3,113. Then we have advances to other banks. Advances to other banks, we have 329. Other debt securities. Then there is 120. At that point, I'll take my calculator and add those items. I'll come and say there is 688 plus the 3,113 plus the 329 plus the 120. I'm getting 10,250. Then I proceed to that one. I call it gross interest income. Then we less interest expenses. We less the interest expenses. The interest expense, there is interest expense on savings account. The figure down there is 2214. There is on fixed deposits. That comes to 804. There is current accounts. The current accounts 293. There is also others. Others is 180. So I get my calculator and get the subtotal for those items. 2214 plus 804 plus 293, yeah, plus 293 plus 180, and that is, we have 3491. So I subtract that, then I get 6759. We call that a net interest income. So the net interest income. Then we move on further. We talk about adding we add non-interest. Non-interest income. Non-interest income is items like fees. We have fees and commissions. Fees and commissions income. I'm seeing a figure of 22.55. We are also looking at foreign exchange income. We are seeing a figure 1185. There's also other incomes. Other incomes, I'm seeing a figure of 111. Then we get the total income. So I take my calculator and add those items: 2255, 1185, then we add 10, 310. Then we less non-interest expenses. Non-interest expenses. In the non-interest expenses, we have items like staff costs. We have items like staff costs. The staff cost is 2855. We have directors' fees. Those are admin expenses. It's 43. We have maintenance and equipment, maintenance of equipment. Maintenance of equipment, we have it as 604. We have depreciation expenses. Depreciation expenses, we have 481. We have auditors' fees. Auditors' fees is something to do with 6. We have contribution to deposit protection fund. That is 55. Then we have operating because of space. Let me continue this side. We come and maintain this. Still non-interest expenses. After contribution to deposit protection fund, we have operating lease rentals. Operating lease rentals is coming to operating lease rentals is 131 million. No, it's a continuation. Then we also have legal and professional fees. Legal and professional fees. Legal and professional fees is something to do with 126. Apart from that, we have other operating costs. Other operating costs, we have 1509. Then we have, there is provision for bad. There is provision for bad and doubtful debts. 258. Yeah, is 258. No other business as I can see there. So we need to get the total expenses. So I have my calculator with me. 2855. We add the 43. We add the 604. We add the 481. We add the 6. We add the 55. We add the 131. We'll add the 126. We'll add the 1509. We'll add the 258. That is 68. Then I take the 68. 68, I subtract it from 10,310. Then I'll get 42. And that is what we refer to profit before tax. Then we less the tax expenses. After we have subtracted the tax expenses, we'll get the profit for the year. Or we call it profit after tax. Then we less the dividends. The dividend paid. Then we get the retained profits. We'll get the retained profits for the year. Retained profits for the year. Then we add retained profits. Retained profits brought down. Then we get the retained earnings. We have the retained profits carried down. So if we start with the tax expense was paid, and that is 1242. If I'm not wrong, if you subtract that will definitely come to 3,000. The dividend paid, we have seen 463. Now that one I need to use my calculator. We come and say there is 436. So 2564. The retained earnings brought down we were given as at 1st January 2016, 4166. So our retained earnings, we come and say we have 4166. We have 6730. So that's our retained earnings for the year that we're going to report to our statement of financial position. Now our next agenda, friends, after we have done that, we need to prepare the statement of financial position. This is BD Bank Limited. We prepare a statement of financial position. Statement of financial position as at 31st December 2016. As of 31st December 2016, we have these in millions. So we start with the non-current assets. This is under IAS 30, remember. We just recognize the assets. We recognize the assets from the most liquid to the least liquid. So we start with the cash and balances with Central Bank of Kenya, and that is 7650. Then we also have government securities. Government securities, we have a figure there of 18,618. Then we also have deposits. We have deposits and balances. Deposits and balances due from other banks. Due from other banks. We have these as 493. Then we also have other investments. We have it as 3 million. We also have interest receivable. The interest receivable and other assets interest receivable and other assets, we have it a total of 70 35. Then we have advances to customers. The advances to customers is 6688. Then we also have I think that is wrong. Advances to customers is 28786. Is 28786. Then we also have amounts due from other companies. Amounts due from other companies. Amounts due from other companies, we have it as 4860. Then we also have property, plant and equipment. Property, plant and equipment. The property, plant and equipment is 2917. 2917. So at that point, we have no other business, so we have got the total assets. So I'll take my calculator and say 7650 plus 618 plus the 493 plus 3 plus the 7035 plus the 28786 plus the 4860 plus the 2917. That comes to 70362. Now we come to the shareholders' equity. Shareholders equity. The shareholders' equity, we have ordinary share capital as usual. There is ordinary share capital. Our ordinary share capital must be given there. How much is the ordinary share capital? Yeah, down there we have ordinary share capital. That is 1500 million. There is also revaluation reserve. There is a revaluation reserve. There is a revaluation reserve. Revaluation reserve figure is 1200 million. Then we also have something to do with retained earnings. The adjusted figure for retained earnings. Retained earnings. We didn't have share premium, so 6730. Then we'll want to determine the total equity. I take my calculator here, friends, and say we have 1500 plus 1200 plus 6750. 6730. Perfect. So we have it as 9430. Then we talk of liabilities. We have now the liabilities. We talk of liabilities. Liabilities, one of the liabilities is the customer deposits. We have customer deposits. Customer deposits, we have 49, there is 984. 49, there is 984. Then we have deposits and balances due to other banking institutions. 1098. We also have interest payable and other liabilities, which is 9850. So we have that. Then we now determine the total equity and liabilities. So we can take our calculator and say this: 49,984 plus 1098 plus 9850, we have the 6932, then plus 9430, then we have 362. So that is the statement of financial position, and we have done the statement of profit or loss. Now friends, we come to the end of this question. We come to the end of this session and this question. We also come to the end of accounting for banks. I wish you the best in your revision in this area, and I request you to be with me in the next session when we'll be talking about accounting for insurance. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. See you next time, next session.
Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to get yourself a copy of our professionally prepared study text and revision partners. Visit our shop along Tom Boyer Street, Pioneer House, 3rd floor, opposite Fire Station.